good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to tonight's Link to the Past daily race, randomizer daily race, here on Speed Gaming 5. Today we have ourselves an open weekly seed. 7 crystals to enter GT, 7 crystals to kill Ganon, and today we have XC Jetters and Leslie Pro 04. I'm Professor Render, and joining me in the commentary booth is Yoko.
Hi everyone.
And no, Yoko is not related to Yoko Belondis or the person who broke up the Beatles, but
No.
just Yoko.
More or less like Yoko Kurama from Yu Yu Hakusho.
There you go. And on Dragon Duty today, we have Hugo. So, I don't know about you, but I want a clean and fair fight.
Same here. What do you expect that we'll find in that first chest in Link's house?
I'm mostly expecting just the normal affair of just having 20 rupees or bombs. It's just a typical start.
True.
So we're just waiting for someone to ready up and we'll be good to go.
And we got an interesting choice of sprites here. We got the Leslie using the classic Link while his opponent is using the main villain from Chrono Trigger.
From a distance, it looks like it's Waluigi, but I don't think it is.
No, it's the main villain slash Vegeta copy from Chrono.
Oh, so it's not Lavos.
No, it's Magus.
Magus. Okay, Magnus. Okay, Magus. But we should be underway now. About a couple of seconds from now, and we will be underway.
It's like the start of an F1 race. We're just waiting for the 5 red lights and light.
Or, just a NASCAR race or an ARCA race where wait for the green flag to come up in the air. All that. And green flags in the air.
Yeah. And you were right, just the standard 20 rupee.
Yep. Alright. Looks like we're going to see a Uncle start. And looks like
all crystals. Para is the 5/6 crystal, and it looked like Eastern and Desert were just the normal crystal.
Yep, I can confirm that is red Hera, a red crystal on Hera. Uncle Wave, you have 20 rupees.
Uncle was cheap today.
I mean, we started at 20 rupees anyway. Be more cheap. And the first of many heart pieces.
Right.
Leslie going to save and quit out in Jetters. He's going to check the tree bowl, and that's some magic. Let's get a bit more magic. Then opting to save and quit. Leslie heading over to the sanctuary. There's that map.
Yeah. Tasty burrito. Jetta's going over to Looks like he's going over to check out Kakariko Village, while Leslie going to check out Lumberjack Cave and probably do the normal routing that way.
Yeah, so Joe's actually not going to opt to do Lumberjack Ledge, instead going in for Kakariko. Or not Kakariko, the Lost Woods.
And
Three
it's
bombs. Yep, 3 bombs on Lumberjack Ledge. Not going to kill Agawon for that.
No, and 20 rupees where the mushroom would.
And there's a hammer.
That is a great find. This early in the game.
It's your first weapon. Small hitbox, does 10% damage. Joe's heading down to the south of Kakariko. Going to start from the bottom to the top instead of going from top to bottom. Going to back to the
And there's
tavern for
blue, and the blue cane. That's a.
Let's see, opting to do the same thing as well.
Oh, there's the flute.
Very nice to find the flute this close to the statue.
Right.
Herbs free.
And 10 hours from the bottle vendor. Leslie going to check out the bottom of the well. And nothing really of interest in the bottom of the well today.
Of course, to end things off for both of these runners, they're going to head to Blind's hut. So lamp.
That'll help them through the dark rooms.
That's also one of our pieces of Aga, in case we ever find 2 swords or a sword and a cape.
True.
Alright, now on to the library. There's bombos.
Yeah. and a full heart container at the race today. At the race.
Now for the self-shore checks. Up in a interest in the sunken treasure.
Yeah. And mini Moldorm. But Leslie picks up the.
Mini Moldorm Cave is gonna bring us either medallion or
And the glove. Power glove. And in the ice cave today, we have some frozen bombs.
the Uncle Bums, no less. Looks like Charters wants to do bomb escape. Oh, right. There is a hammer, so it's not like it's gonna use the bombs anyway.
Right, and Leslie using the back door, push through the cemetery. And we'll get a look at the 3 hidden chests there. And we got a key, the moon pearl, and 20 rupees.
So there's Darkwood access for Leslie Pro.
Yep. And there's our first sword.
Yeah,
Over in Jid. Go
Okay,
ahead.
boom. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, that was the sword.
Yeah, it was on the boomerang chest. And there's an ice rod. No ice rod hunts. Yay!
And 10 hours in the Zelda chest.
There's Death Warping. Death Warping. Leslie heading over to the eastern area. Alright, Sahab. It's gonna give her the information that Swamp Palace is a green pendant.
Half a heart and 50 rupees.
Alright, Charles is going to Sanctuary, probably gonna go and get that Moon Pearl from the back of Escape. And for Jitters, not Jitters, Leslie is gonna get a first sword. Now, Jitters does save some time, I think, by going to Darkross first before doing the back of Escape, that Moon Pearl. Jitters heading over to Kakariko. Heading for Village of Outcasts.
And we'll get our first look at the way everything's set up. Our dungeons are set up in the dark. All right, and our other 5-6 crystals at Turtle Rock.
So no Pyramid Fairy?
And it looked like, I don't think, well, can't count out Pyramid Fairy just yet. And it looked like Ice Palace was was a pendant dungeon.
Yeah, I know. I'm just, whenever I see Turtle Rock as a red crystal, I don't assume that anyone's gonna do Pyramid Fairy.
Right. But more importantly, Leslie picks up their first bottle.
Yeah, so Sick Kid's in play.
And Jitter's just barely avoiding the Wallmaster and picks up the Fire Rod.
French Vanilla Fire Rod. Very nice.
Yep. And Leslie checking at Thieves Town. And Thieves Town was our other pendant dungeon as well, according to our tracker. Oh,
And
we
there's the
found.
mirror.
Yep.
And when I mean mirror, I'm not talking about the Magic the Gathering creature type, but just a mirror that you look into.
In this case, the mirror that transport you between the light and dark.
Pretty much.
Yep. And there's the mushroom. Jitter's taking a death.
And to bring something up in chat, Samaria on pad cannot be possible due to, or no, it is possible. I'm sorry, it's possible due to the possibility Ice Palace, because Ice Palace and Thieves Town are the other pendants. Misinterpreted that. Just still on the subject of Turtle Rock being a crystal, a red crystal.
Yeah.
China is heading to the back, dropping down into the Machula fight. There's a bow in the sunroof.
Thieves. Yeah, and thieves.
There's the hammer moth. Gotta be careful not to hit those attacks. There you
Spikes.
go.
And there's our first shield.
And at 1921, Cheddars has drawn first blood.
Alright, Leslie making their way over to the digging game.
And 20 rupees is what Leslie digs up in the digging game. And answer question chat, the fire was found in Skull Woods, French vanilla Skull Woods. Leslie opted to go to Cave 45.
And a piece of heart on top of the Dark Death Mountain ledge. And we get our Haunted Grove check. And it's another box.
Don't be paying out just another bottle. And Leslie gonna go over to what I personally call Cave 73 because I don't believe there is any hype in there anymore.
True, but it's all depending on how the shuffler decided to deal everything out today as well, too. Alright, let's see what we got today in Hype Cave.
Cave
We
73.
got 20... Yeah. We got 20 rupees. The red boomerang. Piece of heart. And another piece of heart.
Cave
That
73.
was...
Cave 73 brought to you by Red Things.
Right.
I mean, we can check the stun prize. I guess that's a nice thing to have.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. Haikyuu's been doing it a little mediocre lately, but I think we might have to call in for technical support to get that shuffler fixed.
I don't think so, but we don't have to go back all the way to version 18.
Right.
I mean, one thing Leslie can do, though, is splash delay with that boomerang. So that bonus. I haven't had that red boomerang, I guess. Leslie gonna check out the pyramid ledge. Nothing there, 20 rupees. Answer question, chat. This is a open seed. 7 crystals to open up GT, and 7 crystals to kill Ganon is also a defeat Ganon goal. So we have to go up to GT in order to take on Ganon, kill Akatu, and all the sorts.
And all that good fun stuff that makes Randomizer fun.
Yes. Leslie heading over to Pod, also gonna brought in Pod Eastern. Stun prize is a single rupee. Joy. Jitters is leaving Thieves Town without the bow. Now, since bows are progressive, I'm hoping that Jitters will find another bow somewhere. If it's not in GT. The other bow's not in GT, rather. But Leslie and Pod, the dungeon is bow locked, so Jitters will have to get that bow eventually. I like the little pattern that Jitters made. Now, the one thing as I also think about it too, Jitters is going to get a red potion here. Jitters could unlock the camera and get to the bowlock side of Pod. But eventually he will need to get a bow in order to at least clear those dungeons out.
And so far from the looks of it, Pod is being a normal pod today, like it always is. Keys up front, everything else probably in the back.
Some people consider it a mullet mansion. For me, we just consider it just regular old business.
I'll take it either way.
Pretty much. Jitters is gonna get his red things from KF73. And Jitters is heading up the mountain.
Interesting play on that.
he is able to get everything in Light Death Mountain.
Yep.
So I don't feel like this is a bad play to make.
Right. And meanwhile, Leslie's setting it. Nah. Thought he was gonna do the bomb jump.
I don't know if Leslie is confident or comfortable of doing the hammer jump.
And the old guy today gives us bombs for saving him.
And the Titan.
And Titan Smith.
That is really good for Leslie. And equally really crushing for Jitters whenever he goes over to pod and gets that bow. That means when Leslie goes up the mountain, he'll have everything on Death Mountain. Didn't quite catch what the item was on top of or inside a spec rock.
It looked like a heart container from what I saw.
It looked like it was a piece of heart, according to our chat.
And Jitter's going into Tower of Hera. Leslie warping all the way back to the start of Pod. The mirror after checking the big check.
There's the big key. Jitter's just gonna climb up the mountain, climb up Hera. There's still there. He did find the first item, which was those 3 bombs. So, looks like there's going to be an item in the basement.
Yeah. Unless it's being held by Mulder. Mulder.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's either a key or it's either key or the item. Forget about that.
And he takes a spill. Jitter's taking the spill. Leslie doing with the turtles.
Leslie on the way over to fight the Helmos Arcane while Jitter's approaches Buldorm. Very nice fight.
And clean 2. 3 hits with the hammer takes him down. Leslie beginning his fight with Helmsor. The Helmsor.
Yeah, there is an item in the basement, like I protected unintentionally.
Commentator's curse, my friend. Commentator's curse.
Pretty much. But Leslie takes down the Helmos Arcane, gets 50 rupees. It is his first crystal. Joe's gonna leave the item behind. And Jetter's is gonna go do Spiral Cave. It's gonna be pretty slow about these boots, so I guess we could just talk about what we have so far. So So for go mode, we're gonna need some Mario, of course. Medallions, depending on what happens.
Right.
Potentially the boots, if one of them turns out to be Bombos. But there's a Master Sword. That was worth the slow climb, the slow walk.
We're also going.
Paradox starting off with 40 rupees.
Just what we need, more rupees, right?
Yes, all the rupees, especially too because we haven't had money for Zora yet.
Right.
And there's another sword. This
Yeah,
time
that's
it's over.
tempered.
It's tempered sword, very nice. Jackpot.
Definitely a nice play on that.
So now we have Zora money.
And that also opens up the 2 chests over there by on Waterfall Legend.
And
20 rupees on the floating island.
Cheddar's heading over to Pod. This is, of course, without the bow. So Cheddar's will have to double dip this eventually.
Leslie having a little trouble getting the damage glitch.
So let's see, we're gonna head their way over to the Armos Knights. Looks like Leslie was trying up for a different variation of the quick kill, but didn't seem to get it. But gets it done anyway. That's 2 crystals to Leslie's name.
Right. And Leslie now taking their shot over at Death Mountain.
Now, Leslie will have more things to do on Death Mountain due to the fact that Leslie does have the Titan's mitts, and Jedders is gonna try and do a mimic clip.
Now, I'm not familiar with the mimic clip.
Yeah, so the best I can describe it is if you edge the mimic just enough so that it clips into the wall, after a certain bit, the mimic will just go off the top of the screen, and since the game only checks if any and all enemies are off the screen when the room is cleared, or at least the room is cleared of enemies, it'll open the door anyway.
So similar to, in a way, to the potion glitch.
Yeah, it's more similar. It's akin to how the potion camera unlock works.
Okay.
And you can do it also in GT, and that it is allowed.
Alright, I did not know that.
Alright, Leslie hitting. Almost about to finish up the entirety of the mountain. Now, I'm curious if Leslie will go. Actually, no, he doesn't. No, he can't do it. He has a fire source. He's got a lamp.
Right.
So, what I'm wondering is if will Leslie go and do check out the hero basement, since Jedders did leave it out originally. For all we know, that could have our progression.
Right. Well, he does have the torch, so there's our fire source for.
Yeah, he's got the lamp anyway, so it's not like there's. It's not like we're in. I don't know what I'm saying, but anyway, Moldorm's down, and that's 3 crystals.
Right, and Jitters pulls off the bomb jump.
Yeah, the hammer jump. One of the more trickier bomb jumps to do, because you have to line yourself up on specific pixels of the collapsing bridge.
And Leslie going back in, so we will take a look at what item Jitters passed.
Now Now, if this does hold progression, I feel like Leslie might have a decent size advantage. Although, let's not forget that there is that fire rod within French Vanilla Skull Woods, more specifically the big key chest of Skull Woods.
And meanwhile, we're having a quick coffee break here on Leslie's side. Jitters going over to the Meyer shed, it looks like. And we'll get a first look at what pendant we're going to need to get into Meyer.
We have
Yep. And down in the shed today, we have piece of heart, and 20 rupees. And I missed what the item was at the bottom of the, in the basement of...
That was a heart container.
Okay. So really, really Jitters passed up nothing on that one.
So at least Jitters, is not going to feel too bad for skipping out on that item.
Right. And down at the checkerboard cave, 300 rupees.
Another jackpot. Alright, Leslie heading over to Spiral Cave, of course. Again, with the boots, it's pretty slow. But we'll get a Master Sword, and eventually the Temperate Sword out of Paradox Cave.
Right. And Jitters checking out the Sahasrala's Claw.
The Agina Cave.
I get those two mixed up all the time.
Sahasrara lives in a little house in the eastern side, and Agina lives in a little cave in the desert.
Don't mind. It's just one of those things I always forget who's who, because they both look the same.
I don't know. I think they look different. I don't know.
To me, they've always looked the same. That's why I always get those two confused. And another jar on Desert Ledge.
So here's the Desert Pelvis play for Jitters. We'll get information if we are boots locked or not. So there's a shield, so not boots locked.
Nope, that's a good thing.
So there's going to be... So there's that key in the big chest. Alright, Leslie's going to go into Dark Death Mountain, going to check out what is required for Turtle Rock.
And today, Turtle Rock nets us an Ether Medallion as...
Okay, so we don't have to worry about the bombos on top of the library.
And there's the cave in desert.
It's good safety to have, but it's not what we're looking for.
Right. Those are going in the Super Bunny Cave.
Alright, Super Bunny Cave yields us a hook shot. And a piece of heart. There's our access to Hookshot Cave just right underneath the doorstep. Hookshot Cave giving us heart container.
Heart container, what else? And a piece of heart. 50 rupees. And in the last chest, 100 rupees. So 150 rupees in Hookshot Cave. Jitters taking on
The Lambolas.
the Mollusk fight.
didn't quite have enough magic for the
one cycle.
the one cycle, yeah, but another cycle is enough to just take care of the land mollusk. And Leslie gonna do the spike cave check.
And switches over to the red potion for a quick.
Use the burner to get to the rest of them. And a piece of heart. Okay, so Genos is actually going to turn in the mushroom. See if that yields anything. Just 20 rupees. And Genos is opting to save Scummit for a fake powder.
Meanwhile, Leslie making the way over to Sick Kid. So with that, we've got a piece of heart.
So at this point, now we can't get into Meyer because, well, actually no, since I basically can't get into Meyer, he does have hookshot. So
No, Leslie has hookshot.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He does have hookshot.
Are you saying you couldn't get into Meyer?
Yeah, I corrected myself, but
Right.
Jetters couldn't do it originally because he was in the Meyer area, but didn't have the hook or the boots. But Leslie does have those, so he's gonna probably head down there. At least check that. But, I mean, well, of course, first of all, while you're here, of course, always do touch palace.
Right. That's another good way to route in. He'll pick up his bottle. And Jiddu's also giving the blacksmith the world tour, semi-world tour.
Or more so just getting them over. We did pretty much everything that would have yielded a world tour right from the start, so it's going to be a pretty easy Smith sequence to get to.
So let's see if the Smiths give us anything for progression. And nope. Just a forged piece of.
So, at this point, really, all we're really looking for is the can Samaria. But of course, it's always likely. It's always a really likely chance that GT might have a GT break key is on the torch, and we'll have to find the boots anyway. But Jetters is going to what chat has affectionately called Pound Pound Town for the Hammer Pegs.
You know, it would be really troll if the boots were on peg.
I don't know about that. There's Can Samaria.
There's the red. Yep, there's the red kid. Go ahead.
That's no mode. Schrödinger's no mode.
So Jitter's taking the purple chest, so we'll find out what's locked inside that.
Boots on ped makes some sense, because it is one of the things you can find on ped.
Sure, I've had that happen in the seedlings.
That sounds terrible, but Jetter's on the search for another bow. Is gonna go and check out Graveyard Ledge.
It was like some weird fetch quest that led to Boots being ended up in Tile Room. Graveyard Ledge clearing us 5 rupees. And Leslie making quick work of Lammo 1.
Alright, so onto hammer pegs. Yeah, not hammer pegs, the purple chest, but it has only 3 bombs anyway, so.
Nothing of value there.
Yep. Okay, Jitters is on the. Okay, now Jitters. Still without that hook shot. Oh, I see what you're trying to do, Jitters. Oh dear. Oh, it's way too far away. Oh, he's gonna go. Alright, he's gonna go for it anyway. Okay, okay. Okay, Jitters. Please. Yeah, you can't even go in there anyway. You don't have boots or hookshot.
And Leslie going over to turn in his mushroom.
That's fine. So as we're about to approach the hour mark, first of all, follow the runners, doing a good job. Most importantly, though, I wonder what Jitters will do next. Okay, it looks like Jitters might end up. He's going back into Hera to check out the. No, never mind. He's passing up. He's probably heading for Turtle Rock. But Jitters will be pleasantly surprised to find the hookshot right within the Super Bunny Cave.
Right, but first he gets deadlocked.
Of course, those dead rugs are always in the way. Alright, Jitters opens up Turtle Rock. Now it's also likely that we can find so for Jitters he will need a bow, and for both runners potentially the boots could be what's locking away GT, or locking away their pockets to finish off the game. If it's on the torch, if the big key's on the torch.
Let's hope it's not.
Oh, I don't want another case where it was a required double dip for GT, where the book was inside GT, and the boots were on Ether Tablet. That was a required double dip. And to answer a question in chat, the fire rod was in the vanilla big key chest, the vanilla big key chest of Skull Woods.
Making a dip into Turtle Rock. Jitters.
Yeah, this is. I don't mind the Turtle Rock dive. In all honesty, I don't think it's a bad play.
Right, he does have the necessary items to complete it anyhow.
Yeah. So it's not like this is a horrible play. However, Leslie's about to get the Canis and Maria, and if Leslie goes over to Skull Woods, he'll be the first player in go mode. Leslie making the right call to go and check out Hammer Pags, get the Canis and Maria there. Now, I'm more likely thinking that Jitters will probably full clear Turtle Rock because he's still looking for the bow.
It takes out the hammer on the smith. He's in frustration.
That's piece of text I've never seen at all. That is cute. And Leslie gonna do a fake powder. And the short answer is that if you use the Canis and Maria and move to the fire rod, or the mushroom directly afterwards, then it acts as if you got the powder. Because the powder and the mushroom share the same spots on the menu.
And for that trouble, it was just a single bomb.
So Leslie didn't mean to go to 7. It's gonna go to 6.
Jitter's using his potion.
And Leslie will actually be able to go through into Mire fully, as well as clear it. But Jetter's onto Mimic Cave. Just 5 rupees. Leslie. So it's not a Godmire for Leslie. That'll be something to once Jetters enters go mode. Somebody has to go a little bit more deeper into Mire here. But currently, Jetters is on their way over to the laser bridge. Using that can of Burna to take advantage to make some vulnerability frames. So there's the all-important key. So we're going to continue a little bit further than that. While Leslie heading over to light the torches for the cutscene chest. Ouch! Just ran out of magic. Now I'm hoping Jetters finds some sort of. Hoping that Jetters does find some sort of magic. Okay, he's got the green potion. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vanilla big key. That's disgusting.
Agreed.
So what's left really? He's got that one chest left to go. If this is the bow, then Jetters is safe. And I'm pretty sure Leslie won't bother to grab those arrows. It is not, just 20 rupees. Jetters is heading their way over to the Trinex fight. Gonna make sure he's stocked up on some magic.
And there's always that magic refill right before the fight as well, too.
Whoops. He did burn that potion after taking the death on Laser Bridge.
Ouch.
Yes. That's all I can really say. Ouch. So, there goes the two heads of Trinex. Now just the one other head and you're good to go. To answer a question in chat, Leslie's bow was found within Thieves Town, in the sunroof, or the attic. And some blue mail. That's going to come in handy for the upcoming climb for GT. I'm pretty sure Leslie will have that once. It's no mistake that Leslie will appreciate having that as he's climbing up GT. But for Jetters, just nothing. He's actually gonna. He does have the hook shot. Stuck it on potions. I'm thinking this is the Ice Palace play. Oh, no, it's not. What are you doing? Shatters, you don't have the hook shot. What are you... Oh, no, he does it. Okay, I keep forgetting he does have a hook shot.
Yeah, he picked it up. He picked it up in
Yeah, I keep forgetting that he does have a hook shot. I said he had a hook shot. And... anyway, so Jenner's now in Meyer. It's looking everywhere for that. Oh. And we already know that it's not here from Leslie's side. Jenner's gonna get the information afterwards. Leslie looking like wants to go over to Catfish.
Well, now that and Zora we haven't checked yet.
That is true. We have not done Zora. Now, if this is where the second bow is, I'm wondering when Jetters will ever go back to get those either the bow in the attic of Teamstown, or if it's on Catfish or Zora.
Right.
Vanilla Quake, but we don't need it. And interestingly, Naut's going to Zora.
Interesting play there.
Right, but he is going to Kakariko. This is more likely than not the Skull Blitz play. And this is the right play.
Yes. So Leslie will finally go in there and pick up his fire rod.
Yeah, and that will also result in Leslie probably being in go mode.
Right.
Alright, we're just gonna take a stop towards the big chest room, the big chest entrance. It's also becoming increasingly more likely that a bow is in GT in my perspective. Of course, we haven't seen Zora, so
Right.
Zora could have the other bow.
And Jitter's doing the cutscene chest.
Now, one other thing too. It's still the pet is still not dead, technically speaking. It's on life support, but it's not dead.
Right.
And I'm saying this because there's still that really, really, really possible chance.
That Boots could be on there.
Yes. And if the boots is on Ped, and we find out that GT big key, the GT big key, is on the torch, then well, that's just cruel.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's a 1 in 22 chance of that even happening. But
I've seen it happen.
So there's a 122.54 after a fit of rage. Leslie Poe has now entered Schrodinger's go mode.
I like the way you put that.
Yes. So at this point now, it's just a mad dash to get to
finding the boots.
Well, not just find the boots at the moment. Of course, we don't know if the big key is on the torch. For all we know, that the boot can also be in GT. That is possible. That's why some runners will still go farther, even if the boots are. Even if there's even if GT pick keys on the torch, there's still a likely chance that boots is in GT, and you don't have to stray too far away. But of course, there's also the possibility that Bo is on the pedestal as well. And if it's Bo on ped, then, well, there's already another Bo that's in the attic.
Right, which I think, if I'm not mistaken now, that would make the other bow the silver.
That would be the silver arrows because of version 31's progressive bows.
Okay. And both of them finish up the dungeons at the exact same time.
Yeah, so now Leslie, all he really has to do now is clear out Turtle Rock. He will get the mail from off of Trinex. It's unavoidable, but it's appreciated.
Right. And any mail upgrade that, in the terms of that speaking, that reduces damage is always welcome.
Yes, that is really true.
You know what else I was just thinking?
What? Go ahead.
Boots and Ice Cave.
In Ice Rock Cave?
Yep. The other thing that we haven't also checked out yet, they have not checked out Hobo as well.
Only problem with that, I think earlier in the seed we did check out Ice Rock Cave, and that was just bombs.
No. The Ice Palace.
Ice Palace, but that's because technically it's out of logic because we don't have the flippers. So we don't know where that is anyway. Jetter is going to check out the bomb pyramid fairy.
Right. And also they can fake flipper there too.
Right, but it's still technically a sequence break.
Right.
But who cares about logic anyway?
True, we threw that out the window years ago.
Pretty much, yeah. This actually is Jetter's first time checking out the pyramid. So finds out the 20 rupees. So Pyramid Fairy, nothing.
Nope. That's a bust.
And does not have any full bottles. As I'm thinking about it too, it's possible that flippers could also be on Zora, because we have not seen Zora yet, and Jitters is heading over to Catfish. Leslie skipped out on that.
What was Catfish?
It was Vanilla Quake.
Oh. And it could and it could also be in the waterfall ledge too. So we haven't checked that out as.
Oh, I just noticed that Jetter's money. He's just about 200 short.
Right. He'll probably farm a little bit or pass that up. But Jitters picks up his Quake medallion.
Yeah, so... Alright, so Jetter's is gonna go up and check out the Zora ledge, but that's all he can really do at this point. The heart piece. And Jetter's... Yeah, doesn't realize he doesn't have enough money. He's gonna head out. This is gonna be the Ice Palace play. Fake flippered.
He also has to be careful here because if he takes. No, he's going over to the waterfall ledge.
Okay. There's a
And
gold sword.
So we have butter and 20. So at least now we know where all four swords are.
Yeah, but the gold sword really doesn't make a huge difference. It
No.
only makes the Ganon fight, the first two phases easier to get the one cycle on. That's really it. Leslie taking an intentional death to refill his health. Shadow's is heading over to Pod. Or more specifically, Pod Eastern, if he's actually going to go that way. Yeah, he's going to go Eastern. He's done Pod first. Oh, this does hurt for Jetters because he's looking everywhere for the bow, and there's still that off chance that that the bow is in GT, and Jetters is forced to get the bow off of the attic. Alright. Leslie on their way over to the trans fight. Yep.
Makes nice quick work of the one head, working on the other.
There is some ice on the field, but it's not like it's on a side that's not really terrible.
Right.
Plus, you know how to take care of this side anyway. Just go to the left side and you're good to go.
And with that quick work of Trinex himself, goes down, picks up his last crystal.
And
And
now, go ahead.
22 chests in Ganon's tower. That big key could be in any one of them. And Professor, what chest do you think that's in?
Well, technically, it's locations because there's a torch. There's 21 chests and a torch, but anywhere but the torch. Just let's just get it out of the way. Just anywhere but the torch. I do not want to see a case where it's another case where double dip GT is required. Is not in a tournament setting.
Ooh, I'm gonna say, just to be trolly this time, I'm gonna say tile.
That's I mean, to be fair, in the context of this seed, it's not as bad as a big key on the torch. So I'm fine with that. But 21 chests to the torch separates Leslie from the big key, potentially some boots. But let's do this.
Starts off by going to the right side.
There's a single arrow. Number 2 is a piece of hardware forced to go left. So is this where the big key is held? Is the big key on the torch? Survey says no. It's close, but it's a key. Leslie's full on go mode.
So one of those seeds where the boots were not required to. Picks up his third bottle. And the silvers.
That alone hurts. That means Jetters has to go to the sunroof in order to finish the seed. Or the attic, whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Alright, coming up is Brando Room 10, 11, 12, and 13. Number 10 is 3 bombs. Number 11 is 20 rupees. Number 12 is compass. Number 13 is a piece of heart.
Talk about suspense.
Tower room still at a high. Tower room still possible. If that's any consolation for the chat. And Jetters is doing the Houlihan. Going to check out Zora. It's rather unusual to see Houlihan this early on in the game, like this late into the game, especially when there's someone in a GT. But and for those who are not familiar with the Houlihan room, this is the Chris Houlihan room. It was a secret in the vanilla game. and it's caused by causing an error in Link's Y coordinates.
Right. Also named for the guy who won the Nintendo Power contest. To be
Yeah, and it
put
had to
into
do
the
with, if I remember this correctly, it had to do with something with Final Fantasy 1.
I'm not 100% sure on that. And not in
Yes,
Bob's
that is the case. It was Chris Houlihan was the name that was a randomly selected winner. They had to find a war mech in Final Fantasy 1 and send it to Nintendo Power by October 15th, 1990.
How much Almost Nights on Ice. We have 10 rupees, a heart container, and 10.
We're gonna have to go to the right side. Still likely for that tile room.
Right. I can just hear you all groaning in chat.
You know, seeing chat, they're probably ecstatic to see tile room.
Definitely. But more or less, Jitters gets his shovel, so he's going to go do the dig over in the grove for 300. And not having the boots for this puzzle is a real pain.
Yeah, you're pretty much racing against the clock when you have if you're without the boots. And Jenner's is going to check out the man underneath the bridge,
AKA Hobo.
All right, here comes
Small key.
big key. And a shield to top things up, and I believe that was what? In 19.
So, to the first person who said chest number 19, congratulations, you are the winner for today's race of the Ganon Big Key guessing game.
And that name happens to be Paper Ghost 19. Oh, how clever.
And Jitter's going into Ice Palace.
Now I'm believing at this point GT has the flippers. There's no other way. There's no other check in the game. There's no other check you can do in this game. That has what you need.
Right. Because we've already checked Hobo. We've already checked all the major outside dungeon locations, and it didn't turn up there.
And we already know that the bow is in the other bow's in GT.
Right.
So at this point, this sucks because pretty much the logic does not expect you to go to Ice Palace, period, and it's just part of the junk fill algorithm of GT.
Those of you making their way through the gauntlet. But up to now, this has really been an interesting scene to watch these two runners.
Yeah, definitely give these two a follow. they're putting their names out there for a good reason, and it would make them really happy that if you decide to follow them and keep up with their normal
Stream.
content if they're outside of this restream. All right, Leslie, almost there. He's gonna just climb up the tower. It's gonna looks like he's going to check the last few checks here. There's a red mail that pretty much just tells that he's good to go. I think he's looking for something else. He doesn't need to do anything. I don't know if he's looking for a gold sword. He doesn't really need to do this, but I appreciate the thoroughness.
Same here.
Another possibility is powder, that or half magic, because we haven't not seen half magic yet. Actually, no, we did see half magic. I'm kidding. I'm sorry. It's on Ice Palace. But there's a book of Adora, and if that's any consolation.
And and a full heart container in the big chest over in Ice Palace on Jitter's side. Will we get a look at the?
He's looking for something anyways. So at this point, I'm thinking. So it's possible that the flippers are in tile room. Flippers are in tile room, or powder in tile room. That leads to flippers. If I remember my logic.
But we'll never know. And now to take on the Geometry Wizard.
That looked like a double.
That was a double.
Sweet. There's a 1. Nothing there.
Just some blue balls.
Pretty much. Not getting the right lineup here.
And there's another single.
210012.
And down goes Agate.
I like the symmetry in this in that fight.
Definitely. Reminded me of him, of Link playing 3-cushion billiard.
Oh right, I just remembered. Fake. Leslie did do fake powder. So more likely than not, I would say probably flippers are probably in. Flippers are probably in tower room.
Right.
Anyway, let's do the game fight.
And Jitter's taking on Cold Stare.
Leslie on to phase 3. I also thought of something. It's possible that the no, it can't be. It can't be the flippers on the pedestal.
No. Did we ever see what was on Harila in Lake Harila?
I don't think we've seen it. It can't be flippers anyway. So,
and Jitters, it looks like he's pissed on that.
but down goes Ganon. Get your GGs in chat for Leslie Pro 04. And all you gotta do is to finish the steed obstacle across the 1x3 bridge, and he will be done. You'll finish first on the restream with an official SRL time of 1:38.23, and that's good for 6th place overall. Going just before Leslie finished, we had a tie between Plasma Kappa and Bonta, both finishing with a time of 1:38.16. Illis in 3rd place with a time of 1:36.05. Gamer Cal in 2nd place with a time of 1:33.34. And the winner of the overall race is Peach Rain in 1st place with a time of 1:32.17. And looks like Leslie is in the green room, and we're gonna bring him in pretty soon. Hey,
Hey, GG, Leslie.
GG.
Thanks, Al.
So, we were hoping, we were debating how, where in the world is the flippers, but it looks like now Jetters is heading over to Turtle Rock or Thieves Town. He missed out on the bow on top of the attic, and we were hoping like this entire time. We were hoping before the seed even winded down that it was likely that that if there was anything else that Jetters could be saved is if a bow was not in GT and you happen to find that, and it's like, oh, that hurts.
Yeah, that is very unfortunate. I got burned in a similar seed, I want to say a couple months ago, and with how good that Thieves Town was, there was this little voice in my head saying, "This is too good. Yeah, it's a pendant, but just play it safe for crying out loud." And I saved myself a ton of aggravation as a result.
Yeah, it makes a whole lot of sense, really, because if you just play it, if you're finding that there's like 3 items in like the first part of Thieves Town, definitely just go for it. Just go for it. Just you'll find out where you're looking for, and yeah, just end things off. All right, now 441.06. There's now in go mode.
Yeah, so if to say that, yeah, it was the fire rod that trolled me, because I figured my best bet for this seed, as I had not played a seed in a couple of weeks since I got bounced from Challenge Cup, I figured I'd be best off staying in Logic, and in this case it worked out, but, well, well, that's just one of those things where sometimes Randomizer trolls you. Oh, and speaking of, how about that Vanilla Quake?
Yeah, the Vanilla Quake. I wasn't really too hard pressed on. Wasn't too hard pressed because we were just winding things down, and it wasn't like the literal worst thing. But it's something that at least smirk at. There was a little Vanilla Quake. But Jetters actually found that first. Found the fire rod first. Oh, so it's not on. So it's full hard on pad. So it's not on boost. Where could it even be then? I don't even know.
Never found flippers, but we did find book in GT, so I'm wondering if they were locked behind the book.
Oh yeah, because it could either been Bombo's tablet or Ether tablet. One of those.
But yeah, honestly, I felt I played this seed really well, and I basically got fanfare sniped up from top 5 on a weekly. But you know what? Considering how these seeds tend to go for me at times, I will take it.
Yeah, Rando's gonna Rando, and I had last thing that I played, it was actually I was just playing it pretty safe most of the time. I usually go for overworld checks, but I have somehow managed to get a 148 out of that. But it's still pretty good. But I appreciated the play that you went to Meyer, since that's something you could clear just in hopes of finding that fire rod. That's a fine enough play.
I figured if it's there, then I can go mode 2 dungeons. Wasn't the case, but I was able to clear it. Unfortunately for me, Canis Samaria wound up being where it was, so I could have... What I should have done in hindsight was just go back, check Sick Kid, and then loop in Village of Outcasts stuff with it when I'm there. But you know what? I do have to ask, where was that 4th sword and half magic found?
The gold sword was found locked behind the flippers in the waterfall cave, and the half magic, more likely than not, it was in Ice Palace, which of course is also locked by the flippers. So, if we're thinking about logic, it's more likely that the tablets had either the boots or it had the flippers, or tile room, depending on, or it's also on tile room. It's also that possibility.
True. I mean, the only other time save was there is if I had decided to Dark Magician, and I had a hunch tell me Dark Magician as soon as I saw the silvers, but didn't pull the trigger because my mind also said there's just one more chest ahead, and then you know how that goes. You think one more chest, then one more chest, and one more chest, and then you get to the end of that chain, you're like, oh, crud.
Yeah, that's whenever I was doing GT. Whenever I do GT, I'm like, I usually just play it by keys. I just play it by ear. Is it if I have like enough keys? If I have plenty of keys, then by all means I'm definitely gonna head over to definitely heading over and clearing out. I could go over to do a Dark Magician. If not, then I'm more likely just gonna do full left. But, and I think just to wrap things up, any final thoughts on the seed?
Well, you take a few weeks off from the rando, and I actually got a seed that, for a change, didn't stink like low tide. Which, considering how my day started, I will take it. All things considered, but I do have other things that are going on. Like I've got one tournament I'm involved in where I have to get matches scheduled, and Earthbound Ancient Cave Super Series is ongoing, so that's only in its 2nd week. So certainly a lot to keep me busy in these times as we are closing in on spring in a bit more than a month.
That is really true. So, anyway, GG to you. Or I'm gonna keep watching Cheddar's.
Yeah.
Alright, thanks for having me on Restream, much appreciated, and I will see you guys in the very near future. Who knows when, but it will definitely be ahead. Good luck to Jetters as he wraps up. Thanks for the Restream once again, and I'll see you guys next time.
Alright, take care.
Take care, Leslie.
Thanks, will do.
Ah. And with that, Jitters makes quick work of the armor.
All right, Jetter's on their way over to clear out GT.
I will say for this, Professor, this seed really made our runners think. And we really gave them the runaround a little bit of where items would.
Yeah, really. The seed just did not let up in terms of anything that just gives them anything of just some semblance of just some sympathy. I guess. I don't know where.
Right, it had our runners by the jugular and just was not letting go.
Yeah, it wasn't holding up. Then, ugh.
And that sometimes happens to be the case with Randomizer. Sometimes it holds you by the jugular and doesn't let you go. Other times it says, here's the swords and here's everything else. Have a jet.
Yeah, that's the great thing about this about a randomizer is that you could have a seed where it's like you get everything you need and just speed through everything. But on the contrary, you can have a seed where you have, say, you have a seed where you need to kill Aga 1 and there's something on the pedestal. And it takes quite a long time to do it. And it's really, and that's why we like this game so much. So if you ever want to join in on the action, and if you ever want to compete in one of these races yourself, definitely check out the ALTTPR Discord. Or check out the ALTTPR website as well. The community is very helpful. They'll do everything in their ability to get you started with the randomizer.
I know I've had to rely on the community a few times because there were things I was still learning of, and they were very helpful to me.
Yeah, we're a very welcoming community. And yeah, that's all I can really say. It's just we're very, very open to everyone. And these races too, these daily races and weeklies, they're open to all skill levels. So even if you're a completely new player, you can still compete in these races.
I've got a few because of that. I've in commentating here. I've gotten my friends into a few, taught my friends a few tricks about randomizer, and actually had a few personal races between them.
Yeah, and I actually learned the logic just through commentating alone and watching these streams and watching the streams and everything else. It's such a very exciting experience for those, and especially when the tournament is winding down to the very end. As the main tournament winds down to the very end, there's a lot more rando to be seen.
Right. We still got our daily races Monday through Friday, and of course our Sunday race as well.
Yeah,
And out of all these years I've been commentating, I'm still trying to learn logic for this.
Yeah, it's the best thing to, if you're learning about logic, is just actually play the seed. It's all about, once you know how the logic works, you pretty much can play a seed out pretty quickly and have a good time.
And learning tricks like this, like bomb jump and everything, those take time as well. I still struggle on those, but I enjoy to fail at it.
Yeah, I get you. So as soon as Generous gets the big key, I'm gonna whittle down a few other finishers that had finished.
You can go ahead and do that while he's making his way over to the big.
Oh, that is true. So after Leslie Poe finished, we had Artie Walsh finishing in 7th place with a time of 1:39.24. Matt 7898 finishing 8th with a time of 1:40.36. Nif Boy finishing 9th with a time of 1:40.44. D Demolisher 10th with a time of 1:42.36. And Coherent 11th with a time of 1:46.57. Dr. Mari 0 in 12th place with a time of 1:47.28. Sinsan 90 with a time of 13th place with a time of 1:49 on the dot. Adirondack Rick in 14th place with a time of 1:49.14. Mr. Scrap Ninja Tuna in 15th place with a time of 1:50.04. Ken Up in 16th place with a time of 1:52.31. Matt Kemp in 17th place with a time of 1:53.53. Simo in 18th place with a time of 1:54.22. Gweg in 19th place with a time of 1:55.53. And Signums in 20th place with a time of 1:56.17.
And while that was being read off, entire room had the flippers.
I had a feeling that was where those flippers were. So I guess the boots so I'm guessing the boots are on the tablets at this point.
Right, that's the only logical place they could be.
That or Swamp Palace, technically. Swamp Palace, Swamp Palace, and the tablets.
True, but no one likes really going through Swamp Palace. It's the same as the Water Temple.
Really? I thought Ice Palace is like the Water Temple.
I consider both of them to kind of be like the Water Temple. Though Ice Palace long and tedious. At least you're not equipping and unequipping
I think Swamp isn't too bad. I don't think Swamp is like... I wouldn't compare it to Water Temple by any means.
Ice Palace, yeah, I compare Ice Palace a lot to the Water Temple, but
Yeah, there's always that one dungeon in a Zelda game where it's so ridiculous, it's so annoying that you have to compare it to like something else, like the Water Temple.
right. But the other thing is with Swamp Palace, you could get through the entire right side, and the item that you're looking for could be locked on the left side. So, and having to go back through that can be really tedious as
Yeah, I mean, I get that. I mean, once you have the boots, it's pretty much just a cakewalk. I mean, of course, if you know that to not flood the key when you're not flood the one key that you need, then you're fine.
right.
And I continue to whittle down names as we go. We have Aphelios in 21st place with a time of 1:56.25. T Money 7 with a time 22nd place with a time of 1:56.28, just 3 seconds afterwards. Alright, just need to get through the second torch room. Okay, it goes through that. Get the red mail in hand. I think Jedis is at the point where, like, since he's like, he's at the point where in the seed where it's like he's the last occasion so much. He's probably last occasion so much that I don't think he cares about the collection rate. I mean, I'm not him, but
Right.
it's probably gonna check Boulder too. Yep, as I predicted. That's
The validation chest.
I don't like using validation chests, but I just reference mostly like it Boulder 2 chest.
Right. I'm used to it being called that from the tournaments and everything.
Yeah, but I don't usually like to have that called. It's just confusing some newcomers, you know.
Right.
Anyway,
Either that, or you can call it it's the final chest of the game.
the inevitable conclusion, Boulder 2 chest, just the last chest, or just a random inconspicuous chest that has linked to some lame memes or something. Anyway, HXT jitters on to the Boulder 2 fight. Boulder's last possession, yeah, that's another one.
a single off that last one. And down goes I get 2.
Anyway, on to the Ganon fight.
Oh, go ahead and give up the, what else do we got coming up in the meantime of the, while Jitters is doing the Ganon fight? I don't have the schedule.
Gotta get that right away, so... So coming up we have some Crystallis randomizer, Crystallis randomizer, and then we also have a match at 8 p.m. For the Super Mario SMB3 randomizer tournament, and then also at 8 p.m. we also are having the Kirby and the Amazing Mirror any % tournament. And there's also a showcase of Castlevania Order of
Ecclesia.
Ecclesia?
Ecclesia.
Ecclesia. Okay. Order of Ecclesia.
I'm somewhat of a big Castlevania fan.
But that's GG's for HXC Jitters. He's finished second on the restream with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 5 minutes, and 8 seconds, and it's good for 25th place overall. Just before Jitters, we have Ricky Okikiri in 24th place with a time of 2:03:09, and Mood Swing 27 in 23rd place with a time of 2:01:15. He also improves his personal best by 26 minutes and 20 seconds.
Not bad. Round of applause to... Do we have any other ones still running this, or did everyone...
Still some, but I'm gonna worry about that. But we're joined by Jetters. GG, man.
Yeah, GG.
You know, it's just funny how one check can ruin the whole seed for you. I think I would have been in go mode at like 58 minutes if I had gone to the back initially when I went to Thieves Town.
Yeah, that's the thing. And even then, it was, we were talking about this with Leslie. When Leslie was in GT, we found out that of course there was the silver arrows in GT. There was no other place that it could be. You had to go to the attic. There was no other place for that. But
yeah, I just kind of kept doing stuff. I knew that item I left behind was like staring back at me, and I'm just like, maybe if I just do some other things, it'll show up, or something else will show up that'll give me more checks to do. But yeah, it never turned out that way.
Yep. I guess since we're gonna probably want to wrap it up pretty soon, if you got any final thoughts on the sea, sound off.
I full clear GT. That's all I got.
Pretty much. Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I think, and it turned out the flippers were in GT, and so so it was like, okay, so the boosts were probably on like Swamp Palace or something.
Yeah. So Swamp Palace.
Tablets.
The 2 tablets. and boots checks are all I had left. I checked everything else.
And by then the boots wouldn't have mattered since because anyway because the boots would the Bicky wasn't on the torch, so yeah.
Yeah.
But that's gonna do it for us. So if you want to give both Jetters HXC Jetters and Leslie Poe 04 a nice hearty follow, please do so. They did an excellent job racing it through the seed and just giving it the best they got, despite how awkward, how terrible the seed turned out overall. But I definitely give a huge follow to our trekker, Hugo Maya, I think is how you pronounce it, and of course myself and Yoko. And until then, take care.
Take care, everyone, and have a good night.